This issue of the guaranteed basic income being a disincentive for work.
Yeah, so for the work disincentive argument, the empirical evidence argues otherwise. Actually, basic income has increased employment in certain demographics. In a currently running Denver project, basic income has increased full-time employment by 50%. So that's what the evidence says.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator.
We know that the best empirical evidence out there suggests that a well-designed basic income will not substantially reduce the number of hours worked. Some people have argued that it will increase the hours worked or move people into better jobs. If you introduce a basic income, people aren't going to flee the job market. They haven't in any of the experiments we've put in place. They haven't when we've introduced basic income-like programs. When we introduced the Canada Child Benefit, mothers worked more, not less. So I just don't think that there's going to be a huge difference out there. I think the PBO was quite correct to use as a first estimate a 1.5% reduction in the number of hours worked when they did their report. That's a very, very small amount.
During the time that I was still Premier, I visited with people who were on the basic income, and then after the program was canceled, I became part of the conversation with people who had the experience. And what we found was exactly what both the other panelists have talked about. We found that people were more motivated and more able to get into the workplace. I met with a man, for example, who was able to get his car back on the road and get back into work. He had to leave the workforce to look after his mom, had fallen into poverty and had gotten stuck. And when the basic income pilot came along, he was able to actually get back into the workforce. I met young people who were able to buy some clothes in order to be able to apply for jobs and also go back to school. So it's all anecdotal, but we did see the kinds of movement and the kind of security and calm that came from having just that extra bit of cash. You know, it was $17,000 a year. It's not a lot of money that was given to each recipient, but it was enough that the worries about putting food on the table and having something to wear to work and having transportation to get to work started to be less of an issue.
Okay, thank you.